It's Friday evening, and as you know, Friday is the good day to end the week, because next goes the weekend. And for some reason, I decided, well, it's the end of the week, let's finish some testing and fixing, and let's do some updates for our analytics server. So I started to do some configuration and so on. And server stopped working. There are 2 hours left until the email reports for all employees will be sent. And it's not working. Oh my god, what to do? I did some scripts, I don't know what, some configuration, but it stopped working after I did that configuration. And I can't undo it. There is no way, I don't know how to do it. I did, but how to undo it, I don't know. The server is not working. Whew, that was something. Fortunately, my IT helped me while restarting the server, and we were able to fix this. But that was exciting Friday. I mean, when it's Friday, you don't want to do much work. You want to finish it quietly and maybe leave home a little bit earlier than usual. What happened now? I had so much stress on that day. And just because I thought, let's try to do some changes. On the other day, it's totally fine, because emails are being sent on Friday, not on the other day. So I would have more time to fix it. But now it was Friday and emails supposed to be sent in 2 hours. So, lesson learned. Don't do important things on Friday unless you want to work on weekends or overtime on Friday evening. And that's not a good idea. Trust me. It's better to do some leftovers from the week and finish Friday quietly. That's for sure. Hello everyone! So this episode will be different than the previous one. I will tell you my story as data analytics and how I got here. So I'm doing data analytics for more than 2 years, it's almost 3 years. And before I was doing support stuff and I was working with SharePoint, Microsoft SharePoint. And I never thought that I will become a data analytics. So how did I started to work as a data analyst? One friend of mine told me, there is a good program, ClickSense. You can do charts and everything else very easily, just drag and drop configuration, and every project will be different. So you don't have to do the same. It's kind of same, but it's kind of different because data is different, and so on and so on and so on. And that looked very exciting to me, because I was working as a SharePoint support specialist for 3 years or so, maybe 4 years, for, well, quite a long time. And it was a little bit boring, to tell the truth, because, well, it's more or less the same. I already know everything and nothing more or less new, the same issues, the same requests, and so on and so on. So I thought, maybe I should give a try. And I did. So my friend told me about that program. I thought, yeah, that's cool, that's nice. Okay, I'll try to do it. So this is how I started to work as a data analyst. I did not had any background before, because I was working, well, I finished university, technical course, informatic technology, and I knew the backgrounds of quite many programs, but my specification in the university was not a data analyst. It was medical information. Yeah, it was about medical, but of course I ended up as a totally different side of informatic technology, so it's not even related. But yeah, during my university, during my studies, I had I tried a lot of different programs, so I had quite good IT background. And I started to work as a data analyst. I came to work, I don't know anybody, I'll just talk. I talked with my friend before. He is like a boss of a company. And okay, so what do we do? This is how I started. He gave me some tasks with ClickSense, some preparation, some Excel files and so on, and I started to work with ClickSense. It's really user-friendly and quite easy to use program. If you don't have a chance, well, at that time ClickSense was a free program. You could use it freely for your personal use. So we kind of started to use it in, well, the company was quite small. Personal use for a company, let's call it like this. It was not totally like that, but let's call it like this. So I started to work with that program, and it was everything. It was slowly, little bit by little bit, I started to learning the interface and so on. Nowadays, as it's not free version anymore, you can use Power BI. That's also a very nice program. You can start your data analyst path from that program as well, because it's similar to other programs, and there are, of course, it's different, but at least it's free and you can start learning from that one. What I did not like when I was a university student, it was coding. The coding was the worst thing for me. In my school days, I quite like it. It was very simple. C++, Delphi programs, so it's really simple. You do something and you get the output. In university, there was Java, and I totally hate it. I mean, it's quite easy. No, it's not easy at all. And it's not easy at all. It was too difficult for me, and I decided I'm not gonna code anymore. When I started to work as a data analyst, first, yeah, it was just a ClickSense, when there was a formulas in ClickSense that you could get your desired result. But quite soon, I had to start working with SQL Server, because it was not enough to do everything just with ClickSense. But that was not so bad, because I started little by little. And it turns out SQL Server and SQL coding is not that scary. It's not that scary. If you start little bit by little bit, or even if you take some courses, it's quite simple programming language. So after, I don't know, maybe after 1 year or so, I started to use that language, and it's quite easy. Now I really like it. Actually, I like it even more than ClickSense formulas, because with SQL you can do much more. You can connect two tables or tables by two fields. SQL, yeah, in ClickSense you can do it by only one field and so on. So it has much more capabilities. And ClickSense, and I think Power BI, has SQL functions integrated in them. So you can use in the scripting while downloading the code from the database. And of course, the data was in the server, not in Excel, because Excel's, well, it's so past. It's really a thing of the past. Of course, many companies are still using Excel files, but if you have a chance to use a CRM, at least a simple one, use it. It's much easier for the analytics. Trust me, I know that. So, after around 1 year, I started to work with SQL Server and getting more and more knowledge about it. Then there was email reports, also done with SQL Server, and now I could say in the company there is like 50-50. 50 of works with ClickSense and 50% of works with SQL. And this is what I really like. After a little bit more time, there was like tasks were coming too fast for me, so I got the colleague. Well, unfortunately, that colleague, it was a little older person, so, and he was not so IT field. He was kind of analytic-minded person, but he was not an IT person. So I had to teach him a lot, but that turned out quite a lot. So this is how I got, I don't know if I can call it like employee. It's not employee, it's like colleague to help me with all kind of works. And everything went on. So In this time, yeah, I managed to do quite well with ClickSense, with SQL. Now I'm learning Power BI and Python because it's also necessary for my data analytics work. What can you do if you want to go in this path? So first thing, what I could recommend you, no matter what are you doing now, if you are interested, if you want to learn, you can do these steps and do it faster than, for example, I did. So analytics program, do something for your own reports. Power BI, it's a good tool. You can start learning with it without any ease. Internet is full of tutorials of how to use it, and some of them will be in my channel soon. Because actually I'm learning with this program as well, and it's, if you saw the video which I did here, you can find the notification somewhere here. So it's totally different when ClickSense. Unfortunately, it's like data analytics, you can see the charts and so on, but construction of the program is totally different. So you can start learning, doing some of your works, like for example your bank account statement, which is also available. I did a video before, you can see it here. Or you can do some your expenses analytics and so on. Tons of things you can do. Or you can download the, I don't know, if you like basketball, football, or any other sport, you can download a table, even a couple tables with results and so on. You can connect those tables and you can do some charts. That's also a good way to start. Second thing, what I would recommend you, if you have a chance, install a SQL server on your computer or on a server if you can. Microsoft Azure can give you that for $5 a month. So that's really competitive price, but of course you can install it locally as well and try to do some scripting. If you have some data, some tables, transfer them to SQL server because you'll need it for sure. SQL is needed for many works. So if you can, I really recommend you. Now the next thing, the third thing I would recommend you to do, once you did those two, try to learn, try to go through some courses like SQL or Python. Python is also a very powerful language, which most likely you will need if you want to do a data analyst, most likely. And stay curious, look for the data, look what you can download, and look what you can do with it. Be creative and think out of the box, not just year and how many profit you got in that year. Try to find the things that might be interesting in the data you get. For such things, it's better to download something like results of a match or something on. Try to find the patterns. That will also help. Unless, of course, you are already analytics minded, then it will be fine like it is. But if not, try to ignite that analytics mind in yourself. Try to check if that's interesting for you, of course, because if it's not, well, then it might be a hard job for you. But if you like that, do it, go for it. Don't do it just for money. Any work that you're doing just for money will remain work just for money. Sooner or later, it will become a stressful job for you, which you won't like. You will not be happy waking up in the morning and going to the work if you don't like the job. So check it out first. If you like it or not, try one of the analytics program, do some playground, play with SQL, download some data, check if you are interested in looking for the patterns, looking for the interesting things in that data. And then, after some time, you can become a data analyst. So this is my story. Long story short, I would say, because almost 3 years. It depends on how you look, but it's still quite a long time. And I still have like tons of things to learn in this path, because it's just the beginning for me, I would say as well. Python, Power BI, I think scripting with other languages will also go as that. And of course, if you are aiming not just to be a data analyst or have your data analyst team, you will have to work with understanding peoples and knowing how to work with them. This is also what I'm doing, but that's another thing. So, I hope you like this video. Please consider subscribing my channel. Press that bell button if you enjoyed this video. And if you like what I'm doing, please consider to be becoming my Patreon. You can find the link in the description. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Until the next time. Cheers.